Hi, it's Nika with Fabulously Creative, and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing day 23 in my December daily album. And I want to start off by adding some gold to these cork letters. I was going to color them with the gold marker, but it wasn't wet enough, so I'm going to try something else. I just put a little glue on them. That's the Tombow Aqua Glue. So I put a very thin layer, and now I'm going to cover it with embossing powder. And for the other days in this album, I used these same cork numbers, but I used glitter, and I don't know, it just made a huge mess. So I wanted to try something a little different and use gold embossing powder with this day. And I am just transferring them to a clean piece of wax paper. And now I'm going to heat them up. I'm just zooming in so you can see how the embossing powder, how it melts once you put heat to it. And they did okay with this glue, but a few spots were missing. So I am going to try a different glue. This is a like a multi-purpose spray glue. So I sprayed a layer of that, and I'm going to put more embossing powder. And I'm zoomed in really close so you can, I love to watch embossing powder melt. So I tried to zoom in so you could see. And again, I'm just transferring it to a clean piece of wax paper before I turn my heat gun on. And I'm just putting the excess back in the jar. And now I'm going to heat these up. And as you can see, that glue heated up really nice. And I love to watch the embossing powder. So I think a few spots I left it on just a minute too long. And you can see where it kind of bubbled up a little bit too much. But I still like the overall effect. I mean, you get a nice gold effect without all the glitter mess everywhere. Because the other pages, I don't know, I made such a mess with all that glitter. And the embossing powder is a little easier clean up. And right now I'm just deciding I need to find another card to put that on, because I don't know if the heat gun ruined that piece of gold I had originally, but some of the gold rubbed off. So I am just seeing what other color matches. And I decide to go with the pink because it just gave a nice pop to the with the gold. And I am just going to cut a piece of this wax paper. That's the wax paper I had to keep the embossing powder off my desk. So I am just going to layer it on those numbers because it gave it a nice texture effect. And I am just gluing that down. And I love the way those gold numbers came out. And I'm using this Tombow Aqua Glue. I'm using a lot of it. I'm not sure if it works as well for the cork, but normally I am a glue tape kind of girl. But I noticed with all these glitter papers that I used last year, like a few of them I had to go back and put wet glue. Like the glue tape doesn't work as good with this glitter paper. I'm not sure if it's the brand paper or just glitter paper in general. I think it's this brand paper. Because like a few spots in the album from last year, I went back and had to glue some pieces down that were with the glitter cards. And now I am just trying to figure out how to arrange this card. And on day 23 last year, we made gingerbread houses. And I'm just putting a little spot to do some journaling right there. And I feel like I am adding lots of glue. Well, more glue than I normally use because I don't know, this paper, I just have a hard time getting everything to stick. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add my journaling. And I just put making gingerbread houses with T. Courtney. And I like the way that card came out. It's nice and simple. And basically, I'm just laying something on top of that card to get everything flat. And basically, these are my 2 cards for this part of the day. I'm actually going to do day 23 in 2 parts. I broke it up because it was going to be really long. So the first part, it's on a page protector. And on the other side, it only has 2 pictures. And then the other 2 spots, I am going to do like a shaker, card or a shaker envelope. I'm not sure what you call those. But I am just layering the back of that card so that a picture wouldn't be just on a plain piece of white paper. Oh, and I was on Instagram. I was telling her I was looking for this tape. I have found this, more of this gold polka dot washi tape, and this is just the perfect tape. I was obsessed with this tape last year. It's by from the sugar paper from Target, and I have found more, so I will be using this on everything. And I feel like it takes me a little longer because I'm not used to using wet glue. But I'm also giving wet glue a try because one of my subscribers made a comment that the glue tape falls apart after like so many years. So I'm trying to use more wet glue just to give it a try. And I am just layering those 2. And I'll put them in the pocket in a second so you can see what I'm talking about. Like the day before, those pictures aren't from a particular day. Like between day 22 and 23, I'm just putting like extra shots of pictures that we took because I had extra pictures. And then those other 2 pockets will be just filled with sequins to make a nice little shaker effect. And I am going to attempt something new. I'm going to sew my pockets. And I've seen other people do this. This is my first time kind of trying this. So I went ahead and sewed the pocket, and I used pink thread. I don't know if you can see that it's pink. And I really like the way it came out. I kind of messed up on one end, so I may go back and kind of hand stitch that because I didn't want to sew it again and put more holes in the plastic. And I'm putting a piece of gold washi just on the edge, kind of to tape down those ends of thread. So I'm going to put a piece of tape on each side, and I guess that will secure those pieces of thread. I'm not sure. This is my first time sewing on the sleeves. I really like the effect. I love the different color thread. And let me know what you guys think. I see a lot of other people sewing on their pockets.